What's good, family? We back with another lit video, another fire video, and you know what time it is, man. If it's February, you know that it means trade deadline videos. That means trade deadline content and crazy rumors and trade requests like these exactly, man. So you know what that means. That means we got a whole bunch of emergency pod, last minute pods. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is a bit unscripted, but with big news like this, we got to get it straight to the people, man. We got to give the people what they want. So that's exactly what we're here to do today, man. Today is Friday, February 3rd, and along the NBA and in the NBA community, Kyrie Irving just dropped a bombshell. But I mean, at this point, it should be no surprise. This guy, Kyrie, is the most unpredictable, unreliable player, maybe in NBA history. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today, Kyrie dropped the bombshell that he requested a trade out of the Brooklyn Nets because of their unwillingness to offer him that 4-year max extension. And he told the Nets that if they don't offer him by the trade deadline, he will be walking as a unrestricted free agent at the end of this year. So what we got in this video is we're just going to talk about our thoughts, some teams that are top emergence as potential landing situations for Kyrie, but mostly we're going to get into our top 5 teams that are best destinations for Kyrie and that also work out for the Brooklyn Nets. So I hope you grab some coffee, grab a donut, grab whatever you grab to eat, man. Put some headphones on and enjoy this episode because we need to figure out this whole Kyrie situation. I want to first start out with my thoughts because I just want to say, man, I called this from a mile away, more than a mile away. I called this from about 10 to 15 miles away. I said, Kyrie Irving is only going to play and only going to stay out of drama until he can get his contract, until he gets the contract that he wants. And this year, we were all surprised at Kyrie and the Nets. We were like, wow, Kyrie's balling. He's actually being reliable. There's not too much drama going on. But that's only because Kyrie had a point to prove. That's only because Kyrie did not get the original contract that he wanted when his last contract was up. And he wanted to prove everyone wrong. He wanted to show everyone that he still is a max player, which don't get me wrong. He still is a max player when you're looking at just product on the court. But what do I like to say, man? What have I been saying for a long time in this channel? The best kind of ability is availability, and that man simply is not available, whether it be through injuries or whether it be through his off-court antics or his off-court dramas. Don't get me wrong. When Kyrie Irving is on the court, when he has that ball in his hands, he is one of the greatest point guards in today's game. But the issue is he's not on there often, and he's always allowing off-court dramas and everything is going on in his off-court life to come onto the court and affect him and the team. And overall, man, it just becomes a headache and it becomes a distraction from all the other players, man. So my first thoughts is not very surprised. Of course, a player like Kyrie Irving does this. He's playing well, made the All-Star game starting lineup, deservingly so because of his play. But now he thinks that it's time for him to turn around and say, I want a 4-year max extension. That's tough on the Nets, man, and I feel bad because how are you going to put him in a position like that? Because the Nets and all other 29 NBA teams know Kyrie Irving's talent-wise is definitely a max player. But can you trust that? Can you trust giving him that much money? Can you trust putting him down for that much time? And every single time we look at history, because, I like to say men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And the numbers shown that you cannot trust this man. So my thoughts are the Nets need to stay strong and not give him this deal, man. Because as great as a player that he is, you can't let this become a player-ran league. You got to remember that you're the team, you're the breadwinner, you're holding it all. So I hope the Nets can stick strong and not give in to Kyrie and Kyrie's demands. Because if so, I'm not gonna lie, the Nets are gonna look like some pushovers, man. But just to wrap up my thoughts on that really quick, I do believe that the Nets are in a tough situation, but I think that they can figure out a way out of it. And I think the number one and the best way out of it is getting Kyrie out of Brooklyn because he has these wild, crazy demands. And for us talking about that, him getting out of Brooklyn, that leads us perfectly to our next point that we want to talk about here, and that's the top five teams which we think that Kyrie Irving could end up in. I almost just said Russell Westbrook because the first team that comes to mind, in my opinion, is the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers definitely have the money to make it work. Money wise, you can honestly just straight up do Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving. The Nets might even have to give up a bit more if they do that. We can always get that Kyrie Irving and LeBron reunion. Who wouldn't love that? Kyrie Irving has grown up a lot since his time first. Being teammates with LeBron. Kyrie Irving's learned a lot since his first time being teammates with LeBron. And you know what else, man? I think nothing else, will put this past Kyrie. If Kyrie is trying to prove to people that he's still a max-worthy player, that he's still a championship-worthy player, then what he needs to do is get his off-court life fixed out. But if he's not going to do that, then just be a constant winner. Don't ever lose. Don't ever leave things in a doubt as to, oh, is he gonna be here? Is he not? Like, whenever he's there, watch him do his work. And I think if he goes to the Lakers and salvages the Lakers season and helps the Lakers get a championship, reuniting with LeBron, turning this Lakers season around, I think nothing will be better for him and his name and reputation as if he can turn that around. The second team we're going to go ahead and get to here is the Miami Heat, man. The Miami Heat have been in need of a true star for the past 3 years. I don't think you don't got to think back very far. I think back to that 2020 championship when they faced against the Lakers, who had stars on their team, had players that they could just go to and say, "Yo, man, the offense is broke down. Please go get us a bucket. Please help us out in this situation." The Miami Heat have never had that, and that's a place they really struggle. So I think Kyrie Irving would do absolutely wonders for the Miami Heat. He would help them out big time. And the next team that we have on the list here is the Phoenix Suns, man. I mean, the Phoenix Suns have seemed like they've just died off in these past couple of seasons, in the past couple of years. And Kyrie Irving would be the exact right burst of life and energy into that team that they need. Because, I mean, let's be honest, man. The Suns have been struggling right now, currently sitting in the 7th seed. And a lot of that is due to Devin Booker's injuries and Chris Paul just simply not being that same player anymore that he once was. So if you were to insert a player like Kyrie Irving in there, not only would that allow players like Devin Booker to get rest, not only would that add with the team's depth, but it would also just add that second star power so that when the Suns and Devin Booker do go down, they still got another killer, another all-star, another superstar to be there, be that scoring output for them. The fourth team that we're gonna get to here, man, is the Toronto Raptors. I mean, we all know they have been a big target, and as far as really any trade deadline rumors, any trades that are gonna go on with players, just because they have probably the most to offer these other teams. And I would say between this team and the next team, they probably have the most assets to be able to offer back to the Brooklyn Nets, and probably the best win-win situation. I mean, we've seen that the Raptors are just simply not the same team anymore. They're sitting right now and in the 12th seed. Fred just simply isn't that guy anymore. And like I mentioned, the Raptors could have a lot more to give back. They could give away OG. They could give away Fred. They could give away Gary Trent Jr. They could even give away Scotty. So it could be probably the best win-win situation, not only for the Toronto Raptors, man, but also for the Brooklyn Nets. And the last team of the video, it's got to be the Los Angeles Clippers, man. We got the two LA teams, and I think this, out of all the teams, is the biggest win-win situation. Kyrie Irving immediately makes the Clippers a championship contender if they are not already. Kyrie Irving also adds to that team exactly what they're missing: a playmaking guard, a guard who can go get a bucket on their own, but also a shooter. Also will not deeply affect the lineup. And guess what, man? The Clippers have so much to give back, and they have so many great pieces, whether it be young players or role players that can help the Brooklyn Nets either line up for the future or line up for still trying to go get that championship now. So here you got it, man. Here is the top 5 teams that I think would be a great fit, not only for Kyrie Irving but also for the Brooklyn Nets. Again, to run that list, that is the Lakers, that is the Heat, that is the Suns, that is the Raptors, and that is the Los Angeles Clippers, man. So who knows what's gonna happen next with Kyrie? He may just retire overall and go play in Istanbul. You never know with this guy, but we appreciate you staying. We appreciate you staying tuned to the whole video, and let's see what happens next with this guy Kyrie.